I'm 27 years old, but I'm built like an arthritis-riddled geriatric chain smoker octogenarian. I would argue that I'm perhaps one of the most unathletic YouTubers on the platform. I puked doing the presidential fitness test a couple months ago. That's an elementary school level fitness program for children that haven't even developed object permanence yet, still drinking their mother's titty milk and shitting in their diapers, snorting glue. And I puked my brains out doing the running portion of it, the cardio portion. It is embarrassing how unathletic I've become. A couple nights ago, I was laying in bed watching One Piece, and I decided that I didn't really want to watch anymore, so I reached for the PlayStation controller on the little dresser next to my bed, and it was a little far away, so I had to stretch a little more than usual, and it was agonizingly painful, but I pushed through it. I was like fucking sweating bullets. It was like my anime character moment where like I'm not giving up, I'm not giving in. So I kept stretching until I finally grabbed the PlayStation controller, and it was like one of the most grueling things I did that entire week. The thing is, like, it's getting embarrassing now. I lift weights a lot. I'm very active in the gym, and that's it. I'm pretty satisfied with my physique right now, but I still have a little ways to go before I reach the physique that I'm really striving for. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied. But I only lift weights. Like, I don't do a lot of running. I don't do a lot of other physical activity. It is just picking up heavy things and putting them down. That's it. And I think it's actually making my bones and body more brittle. It's like I've lost the ability to be athletic. It's like in Space Jam when they give the basketball players the ball and it just saps them of all of their talent and athleticism. That's what's happened to me for like anything physical activity related. Today, I wanted to prove to my friends that I could still swim. Like if I was thrown into a pool, I wouldn't just immediately drown. Like I could still swim. Because I used to love it when I was a kid, swimming at local pools and shit, so I wanted to prove to them that I could dive into a pool flawlessly, because I used to like diving, and I thought I could still do it. And in my hubris, I went to show them, and I flew too close to the sun. This is what happened. I went in full battle gear, white t-shirt, and my Skechers slip-ons. I was just going in completely raw and no rubber. I thought it would be textbook. But as you can clearly see, it was anything but. A rather unorthodox technique, if I do say so. So, as you can see from this still image here, what happened is basically a modified belly flop, but even more painful. So I created like a small, like concave area where I basically forced as much water into my nutsack as possible. It hit me so hard in my sack that I blacked out for a second and thought I shit myself. I was in so much pain because it all hit my pelvis all at once. Like I felt like for a brief moment I knew what giving birth felt like. I genuinely thought I poopied myself right in the pool. Jumping onto broken glass would have been less painful. It was absolutely awful and super embarrassing since I hyped it up like, yeah, this is gonna be easy, it's gonna be no problem, it's like riding a bike, you never forget. And then I come in here and do this. I think Matt really said it best when he said I looked like a cat that got frightened, and I think that's a really apt comparison. Like in those silly cat videos when a cat gets scared and it like jumps up and does like this, you know, like creates like this form with its body. That's what I did going into water. I didn't get very high, but I got high enough to make the impact really painful. And it really showed me just how unathletic I've become, and it's motivated me to want to be more physically active and more limber, so I'm going to start doing more stretches, maybe pick up like power yoga. Also, one other thing that directly ties into all this, iDubbbz actually reached out to me on Twitter about fighting in his upcoming boxing event, which I think is going to be an incredibly fun event, super entertaining, but I had to politely decline because I know I would get my ass beat by genuinely anyone on the planet over the age of 12. And I just don't want to get brutalized in the ring. I'd love to participate in some other way, but fighting, I'm going to have to say no, unless you can arrange a fight with me versus some toy review channel or something like that. And even then, I think it'd be a close fight. Like, you know, maybe one of those 9-year-olds would have some kind of forbidden jutsu that would really just take me to the cleaners. But yeah, I just wanted to make that clear. I won't be fighting any YouTubers or anyone, really, because I know I would lose. in a dramatically embarrassing fashion. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to make this to let you all know that I am also aware that I have the athletic capabilities of like a 90-year-old war veteran with a cane, and I'm gonna start working on it. I'm gonna really get after physical activity a bit more and get back into form so it doesn't look so jarring. Like I looked at a video of me running. It actually looks like an old lady trying to get across the street quickly. It's not good, and I guess I just always ignored how unathletic I've become over the years. So, yeah, I'm gonna really get after that again. So not just weightlifting, but I'm just gonna try and be more physically active so it's not as embarrassing. And that's about it. See ya.